Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. On the 23rd of March in the second half, I appeared for my West Bengal College Service Commission interview. And there have been many requests in this channel and outside to share my experience of that day. In this video, I will talk about two things. First, the logistics of that interview, and second, the academic questions which have been asked to me in that interview. So, if you are appearing for your College Service Commission interview this year or plan to appear for it in the years to come, then this video is for you. Welcome. First of all, let me tell you what are the documents which you are required to take for your College Service Commission interview. There are some mentions in the website, and there is a file on the website which lists all of these documents. I will upload that file's link in the description section. You can check that out from there. But from my personal experience, let me tell you what all are required. You require your admit card for your 10th exam, Madhyamik, CBSC or ICSC. You need your mark sheets from 10th and 12th. You need your pass certificates if you are from an ISC board, and I am not sure whether other boards give out pass certificates or not. If you have a pass certificate from your board, that is also very important. When I say one copy each, I mean both the original and a photocopy, which has to be attested with the date of your interview. For example, if your interview is on the 25th of March 2022, then you have to write attested, then your name, full signature, and then the date. All the documents which you are giving via photocopy have to be self-attested. After the mark sheets of 10th and 12th, you would of course require your bachelor's degree final mark sheet. If you are in the semester system, then the final semester mark sheet. If you are in a year system, then your final year mark sheet, which will have your total score out of whatever your bachelor degree total was. For most students it was 800, for some it was 1600, and of course after that you also have to take your bachelor degree certificate. For your master's degree you have to do the same thing, final semester or final year mark sheet and your certificate. And whether you have qualified NET or SET, which is a compulsory thing for College Service Commission, whatever you have qualified, you have to take that original certificate. There's nothing called an original certificate for NET for most people, because nowadays we are getting it electronically. But you have to take a good proper color printout of that, preferably laminated, and a photocopy of that attested as well. And if you have higher degrees, like if you have completed your MPhil and have a degree, then the final semester mark sheet and the degree certificate. If you have a PhD degree awarded, then the award degree and its photocopy. All of these you have to take. Except that, you also have to take your all original documents which portray your job experience. If you have taught somewhere before, please ask your employers to give you a job experience certificate and do a photocopy of that. Then you also have to take all your publications. If you have any hard copy publications published in journals, and those journals have sent over to you a hard copy, please take that. If you have any digital copies of publications, please print them out and then take them. Publications do not need to be self-attested. If you have your thesis, your MPhil or PhD, or even your master degree thesis for that matter, you can take that. Though this is not compulsory, but I would advise you to take this with you, because you can show it to the interviewers once your interview process starts. Now, except all of these, you also need to take a few other things. First of all, the correction form. The correction form is available on the WBCSC website. You can download it from the link I will give in the description. And more importantly, in the correction sheet, if you are from an ISC or ICSC board, please hear me carefully. In your class 10th, our calculation is generally best of 5. But in this case, they are not calculating it that way. They are taking all your subjects except environment. Most of us who have appeared in ISC in and around the year 2012 have had environmental education in our subject combinations, but they are not going to take into consideration while calculating your score. So you might have thought that you have scored something in your ICSC and they will calculate it separately. So if you have your mark sheet, calculate it yourself. Just keep out environment, add all the remaining marks and divide it with the number of subjects which you have added. That will give you your score, which they will take into consideration. They have done this because all the boards need to be taken into consideration. with a parity. And of course, your bachelor's and master's degree mark sheet mostly has the percentage written on it. If you have a CGPA only, I think your mark sheet will also give you a CGPA to percentage conversion formula. Use that to convert it and then put your converted percentage on the correction sheet. The correction sheet is available on the website and it needs to be filled out in your own handwriting. And then you have to take this. You also have to bring your College Service Commission application form. I'm sure you had it. If you don't, then go to the College Service Commission website, log in using your registration number and your password. You can also type forget password and they will send it to you via your email, and then you can download your application form from there, take a printout of that, and then you can take it with you. Except this, you can take any other thing which you think would increase your chances of getting that job. So this was about the logistics. Now let us deal with the academic bit. My interview went on for about 13 minutes. I will try to briefly tell you what are the questions which were asked, what exactly did I prepare, and what questions were asked to me in the interview. Well, first of all, they asked me which year I did my master's in, whether I have registered for an MPhil or not. After I showed them my complete MPhil dissertation, they took a look at it and asked what my topic was and why I had chosen that topic. After that, they asked me if I had prepared any teaching demonstration. Most of you already know that a teaching demonstration is a must in College Service Commission. Though, if you have been keeping up to date, then you know in the first phase of English interviews, they were not asking for a teaching demonstration, but were asking different questions. But in the second phase, they did ask for a teaching demonstration from me and from many others who also appeared in the second phase of the interview. Those of you who are interested to know more about the teaching demonstration, what to choose, how to give a teaching demonstration, I have already made a detailed video about this on this channel. I will put the link somewhere upwards. You can go ahead and check that one out. I also plan to put out a video where I do a live teaching demonstration in this channel in the days to come. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and press the bell icon right next to it so that you get an update whenever I upload that video. After I completed my teaching demonstration, they asked me for a bibliography. What books should one read from that particular area? I chose Second Coming. Those of you who have watched that previous video already know that I choose Second Coming as my demo, generally in interviews, because I'm prepared with that one. I took some 6 or 7. I had one more. I did not take that for some logistical reasons, but I took some 6 or 7 with me, and they took a look at them and then they commented on how the publications were, why I chose them, which journals I had published in. They took a note of that and then they calculated something amongst themselves. After that, they were like, now choose an area from which we can ask you questions. That could be anything: British literature, American literature, Indian writing in English, anything of your choice. And in this area, I chose Renaissance sonnets or Elizabethan sonnets. After that, finally they asked me a couple of questions about the Renaissance sonnet, one of which was, why did Shakespeare shift from the Petrarchan octave sestet structure to the 3 quatrains and 1 couplet structure? And after that, I was also asked another question as to what was the theme of love, or how was the theme of love portrayed in Elizabethan sonnets. Now, of course, it's not possible to tell you the detailed answers which I gave in the interview, but I'm sure most of you already know the answers to these questions. These are pretty straightforward ones anyway. These questions continued, and then they asked me questions from here and there. Where do I plan to do my PhD? I think they had asked. I don't exactly remember all the questions, of course. But after that, once I was done with all of this, one of the professors who was taking the interview told me that since I plan to become a teacher, I must know everything that is there in the syllabus. So now they were planning to ask me a random question or a few random questions. This, according to me, is the toughest part of the interview, because if you have prepared something, then I'm sure you will get everything right from that anyway. That's the point of preparing, right? But if they are asking you random questions from the syllabus of, say, Calcutta University or Kolani or Bontaman, it's not really possible to know everything. This is where I did not get one question right. They asked me, I think, 2 or 3 questions, and one question I did not get the answer to. It was a factual question and not a conceptual one, so I was not very unhappy with the fact that I was not able to get it, because it was not from my area, and they had mentioned that it was a random question anyway. So this is how my interview more or less went. The answers which I gave were little long. I could have given them more precisely. That is why I could have improved. Of course, I don't have a PhD as of yet, and my job experience is very limited, so I don't know whether I will get it this time or not. But since I'm making this video and many of you have asked for suggestions from me in this channel and outside, I will give you a couple of tips with which I will end this video. First of all, if you are planning to prepare an area, try and make that area as short as you possibly could. Don't go for an area like, say, modern novels. My backup area was modern drama, just by the way, which I did not say in front of them. Because modern drama is a never-ending concept. It can start from 1880s and come up until like 2010. Who defines what is modern drama, right? But if I say Elizabethan sonnets, then they are more or less during the time period of Elizabeth. If you say a romantic poem, then it can be Blake as well. So I would say that when you are choosing an area, choose an area by a monarch. Like, for example, Victorian novels or Elizabethan theatre, right? Or war poetry, which is very limited in nature. What are some areas which you could prepare? Renaissance theatre, Elizabethan sonnets, war poetry, pre-Raphaelites. Though pre-Raphaelites is very limited, I don't think they will allow this. But you can also choose more areas like Victorian drama, it almost doesn't exist. Or say 18th century novel, there are very few. So where you don't have a lot to do, because if you take up a lot like Victorian novels or romantic poetry, right, then you will never see the end of it. Or neoclassical poetry, you will never see the end of it, and you will continue reading and continue reading and continue reading, and at some point you might even feel that you're not getting the gist of where to go. And about the demo, I have already mentioned. If you have any kind of teaching experience, I would say that you brush it up, what you exactly taught, how did the students respond to it. These kind of questions were not asked to me, but they can be asked to you. And finally, last piece of advice, if you don't know something in the interview, just tell them that I don't know. The interviewers don't expect you to know everything. They know that you are just a candidate. They are there for 30, 35, 40 years. They know that there won't be a parity between them and you. So they just want to see if you have the modesty of saying that I don't know this, I'm sorry. And of course, your academic record matters. How much you have taught, it matters. How you are presenting yourself at the interview matters, whether you are anxious, bothered, tense. All of these things make small differences in the outcome of the interview. So if you're appearing, my best wishes to all of you. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, queries, doubts or comments, please don't forget to leave them down below. And also don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Till then, hasta la vista.